Hello, this is Socio, and I'm about to show you some dark magic. I have two tabs open here in different browser instances, connected to the same localhost 5000 backend web server. And on load, they already did these SQL queries, but I'm about to show you, demonstrate some more stuff. So let's insert some new data. Let's insert a Bob. And as you can see, on both instances, two updates happened because I've subscribed to the number of Johns that are currently on the backend database, and I've also subscribed to having a full list of all the attributes that this database table has. So let's insert another one. Let's give him a different number and insert. And you can see that he appears here, and this number also increments. That's great. That's nice stuff. On the back end, I have a SQLite 3 database, and you can connect up any database that you want, even NoSQL stuff. And in the front-end code here, this is Svelte framework. You can see that I'm executing just raw SQL code. I've written it up on the front end. So there's no back-end wrappers, interfaces, and HTTP endpoints. All this SQL, where it's being consumed, is written on the front end, which makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? But is this safe? Well, of course it is. Here's the actual front-end code that was received on the browser here. As you can see, it is these queries, my query function here. They are encrypted and look something like this, but they all look completely different. So they're not readable and they are well encrypted. If you also see in the console here where we have, like, let's see, an SQL query, the actual query that gets sent to the backend is this, and we can also verify it in the network panel here. We can see here the SQL queries that are being sent to the backend, all completely encrypted. But the backend receives them as this. And here's just a console terminal printout, because it's able to decrypt on the backend. I've created a neat Vite plugin that you can use to automatically encrypt all of your front-end source code that has these kinds of strings, and make sure that the sociolib on the backend also decrypts any incoming messages that have SQL. And here's what the entire Socio backend looks like. It's basically just these two lines, plus this wrapper function, which is what Socio uses to communicate with your backend. So you're just gonna give it a raw query, some kind of function to your backend, whatever that is for you. Then there's the security here and the actual Socio backend server, which is a WebSocket server, but you can hook it up to an HTTP server so that it all runs on the same thing. And so SQL queries are nice and all, but we can also do better than that. A thing I call server props lets you just create any kind of value on the back end. It can be a whole serializable JSON object, and let that be synced across all clients on the back end. So let me just set this value here, and you can see the color here changes. And of course, you can do that from both sides. Maybe a different color, I don't know. There we go. So go ahead and check out the GitHub for this project. Everything's open source. You can see the demos here. That example is available here under Full Stack Framework. It should work exactly the same. And go ahead and visit npm, where you can download the library. It's in TypeScript, ready to be used. And I have another YouTube video that's a little bit longer than this, where I show more of the back end of how things are actually written up, so that you can set up your own project and start using this thing, probably for small projects, because it's currently under early development. Thanks for your interest.